2 years ago, I went to the Lake District and I fell in love with the place. So I wrote this poem literally on a gondolier on Coniston Water. So it's called Composed on Coniston Water. Mercurial surface flows and aims to pierce a surly prison press-ganged into a bowl. Patient, writhing and expectant, ever turbulent, drinking den for myriad beings and unspent play. Trees are banked, a procession of aching peace, thronging liquid metal shoreline, centuries of repose, sentinels to the left of the fleet, footed God, nexus of his messages yearning for broadcast. Even and measured lie the deep calm water, belying the frenetic darts of Speed and Campbell, records shattered, lives dismantled and disintegrated, waters churn and stay, Speed a brisk memory. Future among frantic spaces and knots of peaks, Lake resides amid a secret royal impermanence. A solitary... Sorry, it's 2 years old, so this paper's a bit faded. A soliloquy laid down on the mountain firmament, stars glistening like the uneasy flowing face of a mirror. Spiritual connections lap softly at our waiting feet as the shades of the past flit among the trees. Light is glanced, diffusing over fluid skin, reacting to stares of rapt human motes. Banks are frigid in contemplative rigor mortis, calcifying recollections of a bluebird's enraged wing. Broken in mid-flight, feathers dissipating, SOS on fractured beak reverberating off slopes. Old man stands watch over eddying tides, swirls of a featureless oil painting he studies. Immutable, wise beyond measure, audacious age. Peak and lake trough, epic dual sagas of reflection. Paint an edifying image for temporary eyes, imprinted deep on layers of forgiving time. Spanning, enduring and echoed on a bluebird's beak, contained in Coniston's embedded vista. Thank you. Now, I thought when the new year came round that it is 18 years since the first babies were born at the millennium, and they're now legally adults. So this inspired me to write this poem. Way back when 2K, the world seemed less jaded, in the days that we could recall phone numbers unaided. A time that seems now so long ago, but we think we're different, and time flies though. Way back when, before Big Brother, before comments, we had polite respect for each other. Arcades then still had the best games, and England's goalkeeper was David James. Way back when, 2K, we thought Blair was half decent. The scars left behind by Thatcher still pretty recent. Hillary lived as a wronged wife in the White House. Thankfully for many, Trump was quiet as a mouse. Way back when, 2K, when the Hammers lived at the Boleyn. Or the Dump at Stratford never saw an Olympic win. Andy Murray was still a surly teen, and Adam Lambert had never met Queen. Way back when, 2K, we played PlayStation 1, and fake news is what we called the Sun. Murdoch's bunch were hacking phones, and beehives were the only home to drones. Way back when, 2K, phones were used to talk. No one was able to Facebook stalk. There wasn't Twitter, the home of trolls and enmity. Iraq was left well alone by George and Tony. Way back when, 2K, Texas was still in demand. Rolf Harris was loved and not on remand. Petrol strikes were an inconvenient truth. Al Gore's loss sent people through the roof. Way back when, 2K, no one knew Bin Laden, before the war on terror had to wade in. 9/11 was an emergency number, no less. Protracted proxy wars were an unknown mess. Way back when 2K smaller mobiles were in, we wanted to make calls on the head of a pin. A Motorola StarTAC could fit in a teacup, and Paul McCartney needed no prenup. Way back when 2K we didn't have I'm a Celeb. Call Me Dave still quietly thought we are plebs. Boris Johnson remained largely unknown, and Ken Livingstone hadn't birthed the congestion zone. Way back when 2K, politics wasn't black or white. Michael Jackson's nose was still on right. No one questioned fat could melt. No one questioned jet fuel could melt steel. And as a nation, we adored Jimmy Savile. Way back when 2K, we feared a millennium bug before we knew an NHS virus could pull out the rug. A time when people still bought CDs and the global economy had strong knees. Way back when the Queen Mum turned 2K, the Queen Mum turned 100 before Simon Cowell certified music dead. Trolls still lurked under an imaginary bridge. No one needed the internet on a fridge. Way back when 2K, today was 18 years away. Then you press a button to make things play. The Simpsons still was pure comedy gold, and everyone thought Bruce Forsyth was 2,000 years old. Way back when 2K, David Bowie was still alive. I repeat, David Bowie, he was still alive. Felix Baumgartner had not fell to earth. First-time buyers could remortgage at a reasonable worth. Way back when 2K, there was only dial-up. Internet harder to get than the dregs of ketchup. Apple only made weird-looking Macs. No lies about energy needing to be rescued by fracks. Way back when 2K, with no Facebook or Twitter. A time when Amazon was only a river. Then Netflix wasn't in its prime. Going back to a... Sorry, I'm going back to a... sorry, I can't read that. Way back when 2K, I was sweet 16. No apps, no swipes. No bitter idiots in comments airing dumb gripes. Was the world better back then? I doubt. Rose-tinted glasses make us more zen. Thank you.